So over the last few days, I've been working on a video about why Robin should be present in future Batman movies. Well, right before I sat down to record, Mr. James Gunn decided to save me the trouble and announce a Batman and Robin movie for the new DCU. If you haven't heard yet, it'll be a movie featuring a new Batman. Pattinson's still in his own separate universe, don't worry about that. And his son, Damian Wayne. It has also been teased that this will be the first introduction of the larger Bat family on the big screen. So this whole thing really got me thinking about what I want to see with Batman and Robin in this new DC universe. But first, I think it's really important to talk about why Robin matters and why he is an integral part of Batman's story. In my last two videos, I've talked about two very emotionally broken versions of Batman in The Batman and Mask of the Phantasm. This is a side of Batman that I love, but also one we're getting pretty familiar with. Batman as a loner who shuts everyone out to protect them. Yeah, we've seen that a couple times. To me, the most compelling part of Batman's story is that it is one of healing. The story of Batman shows us so many ways to deal with trauma and heal from it. And probably my favorite piece of that is Robin and the Bat family. When Bruce first takes in Dick Grayson, the first Robin, Dick's parents have just been killed. He's in a spot that Bruce is all too familiar with. It seems to be a common misconception on the internet that Batman creates Robins simply to build up an army of crime-fighting children. And no, that's not it. That's not true. Don't stop saying that. I know the hardcore fans talk this clip from Young Justice to death, but for those who are less aware, this scene really gives you all you need to know.
I shouldn't be surprised, since you indoctrinated Robin into crime fighting at the ripe old age of 9.
Robin needed to help bring the men who murdered his family to justice.
So he could turn out like you?
So that he wouldn't.
Robin is Batman's redemption. Bruce sees a kid on the same path he once walked, and he gives him a new path, and it works.
You can't tell Batman. Nothing leaves this room. I always wanted, expected, to grow up and become him. And the hero bit, I'm still all in. But that thing inside of him, the thing that drives him to sacrifice everything for the sake of his mission, that's not me.
Dick is free from the curse of Batman, the curse of vengeance that has robbed Bruce of a happy life. Dick gets to be who he wants to be, and that's why he becomes Nightwing, and that's why, in my opinion, he should never be a permanent successor to the Batman mantle, but that's a different conversation.
I don't want to be the Batman anymore.
And this is Bruce's goal with the creation of Robin. He wants to save people from living a life like him. This is his redemption. It's almost as if a piece of Bruce is instilled within Dick, a piece that is no longer burdened with guilt or with his promise. There is another piece to this puzzle though, another reason why Robin matters and why Batman needs him. And to talk about this, I'm going to talk about it through the lens of one of my favorite Batman movies ever, the Lego Batman movie. And if you've not seen this movie, please hear me out. I'm not joking. Do not write this movie off because it is targeted more for kids. This movie gets it. This is the perfect parody. I've never seen a movie that can poke so much fun at the source material while also understanding it on such a deep level. Yes, it's a parody and it greatly exaggerates many parts of the Batman mythos, but all the deeper themes and character arcs under the surface can be applied to the character of Batman as a whole across any media. Except I don't like the whole Bruce and Barbara romance. It's a little less gross than The Killing Joke because Barbara's a little older in this, but I still hate it, and that's my only gripe with the movie. But it doesn't really go anywhere, so it's fine. Just watch the movie. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna spoil it, so go watch it. Okay, all that out of the way, we should talk about fatherhood. Fatherhood has a tendency to be a very transformative thing in media, and I would assume in life too, but I would not know. You've got Kratos and Atreus, Joel and Ellie, Din and Grogu. There's a whole lot of examples of this trope across every different medium. But Batman and Robin were really the first versions of this. It tends to get overshadowed by the movies because for some reason they cast a 23-year-old Chris O'Donnell to be adopted by 34-year-old Val Kilmer. You don't really get a sense of the father-son relationship here. And then that was followed by the Dark Knight trilogy, which really just didn't even try. And then, of course, Robin is dead in BVS, so that brings us to the Lego Batman movie, which, as it turns out, is the first theatrically released Batman movie to really get that relationship right. At the start of the movie, Batman is lonely and closed off. Kinda reminds me of a few other Batman movies. He's very clearly afraid of letting people in, and that is shown to us with his rejections of the Joker's attempt to define their relationship.
You mean nothing to me. No one does.
So yeah, a bunch of stuff happens, and then eventually he adopts Dick, and obviously tries to keep him at arm's length. The movie states that Bruce's greatest fear is being a part of a family again, and losing that family. Batman realizes that this fear is only making things worse for his new family, and he allows himself to open up.
Sometimes losing people is part of life, but that doesn't mean you stop letting them in. Some very wise people taught me that. And you? Mi hijo. It's Spanish for son. This is my family, but it's your family too.
And this changes everything. This is where the hopeful Batman really comes out. This is now a Batman who has a son to be proud of and a family to love, people to make him smile and feel happy. This is why Robin matters. This is the whole point I've been trying to reach. He's an avenue for Bruce to open himself up to others. We need to see a Batman on the big screen that has undergone or will undergo this change. A Batman who is no longer a depressed, angry loner, but a calm and collected father. In live action movies, Batman has been stuck. He's been stuck since that very first Keaton movie first started to show how troubled he is. He's been an angry loner since 1989 for the most part. I will say the Clooney movie, Batman and Robin, gave us a different and lighter Batman, you know, kind of seems like what I'm talking about at first glance, but no, it's not. That's not what I'm talking about. Let's ignore that one. The Dark Knight trilogy, you know, kind of gets close, but then, you know, he quits being Batman right when it starts to hit, you know, what I'm talking about. And then the DCU kills off the Bat family with its first member, because this is Dick Grayson who's dead in this one. It's not Jason Todd. And then it kind of shows Batman a little changed in Zack Snyder's Justice League, but, you know, that's not canon and is basically just a HBO Max miniseries, so I don't think that really counts, even though I do like that movie. Basically, we've been stuck. With a few sorta exceptions, every Batman just stays in the same emotional place throughout all their movies. And now we have the Batman, the Matt Reeves universe. Listen, okay? I love the Batman. I might be the biggest fan of that Batman movie, okay? But if there is no Robin or Bat family at any point in the series, I will be very disappointed. I don't want another trilogy where Batman stays the same angry loner the whole time. I don't want to stay stuck in this endless loop of Batman being an emotional wreck. Luckily, I fully believe that Matt Reeves will deliver on this. He has already shown his willingness to take Batman to a more hopeful place. And honestly, I think Pattinson's Batman has been set up perfectly for a Robin. Maybe not immediately in the Batman Part 2, which just got a release date, pretty cool. But eventually, I think this Batman will have a Robin. But in the devastating event that he does not, we now have this, the brave and the bold. A Batman who has presumably already had a family for years. This is what I've been waiting for, man. We are actually going to get a Batman who is taking the time to heal and to grow from his past, and I couldn't be more excited. So I realize I've made a lot of different points in this video, so let me try to pull it all together and make it less convoluted. A lot of people like to ask, why do we need another Batman movie? You know, like, oh, I'm so sick of these. Why make it someone other hero? DC only knows Batman. And here's my answer to that. A truly well done story of Batman and Robin is not a thing we've seen on the big screen ever. And it's important because it gives us a brand new side of Batman. It's sad that people are getting bored with Batman because, guys, we haven't even scratched the surface. Batman needs a Robin. Whatever form that takes, I'm all in. But we need a faithful Robin story to keep the franchise fresh. And I know Damian isn't everyone's favorite Robin, but just let them cook, okay? We need this. We need this, guys. So before I go, I just want to say one more thing. Please stop fan casting Timothée Chalamet and Tom Holland as Robins. These are grown men. Just please stop it. Okay, bye, guys.